Hello, welcome back. Alex here. Yeah, so people always wanted to ask me about my Japanese study habits, my routine, what do I do, what am I doing right now, and where my level is at. Which, if you haven't watched my previous videos, I'm at N3. That's like average, yeah, that's right in the middle. That means you can communicate, you can hold a conversation, but not a very detailed or deep conversation, unfortunately. Which, it's okay. It's okay. But my study habits remain the same. I'm able to pinpoint my level, which is something you guys should and have to do. Know where you're at. Before you develop a routine, know where you're at and what your level is. If you're N5, you should be doing the basics. You should be using Genki, you should be using basic textbooks. But if you're not sure, if you're on and off, if you studied in college and all of a sudden you're lost and not really aware where you're at, the best way to pinpoint your level is figure out, are you N5, N4, N3, N2? This really helps you know what kind of resources you need to be using and what your study routine should look like, okay? I think that's the most important thing. These are predefined levels. They help you with vocabulary and grammar points. This is how you know what to do with your study habits. So I'm at N3. I know I should be targeting N2. And that's where all my resources go. So my textbooks are aimed now at N2. The people I talk to, if they're Japanese, I can tell them, 僕のレベルは中級レベルぐらい。N3 能力試験合格したから。Yeah, so that's just saying I am around intermediate level and I pass the N3 ability test, whatever it's called. And you will be able to do the same. If you're a beginner, you say you're まだまだ日本語ならなかった。I still haven't gotten used to Japanese, something like that. Okay? Why is this important? Because you should be using a companion app like Hello Talk, in my opinion, where you find partners and people to communicate with, and that's what will get you using the language daily. If you have people to talk with, if you have someone who will check on you and make sure you're at the right level, basically a language partner, that is so important and crucial. That's why I reviewed Hello Talk before. You should check out that video. Language partner, so important. And having fun is also so important. So make sure you're in some sort of community, not just using study aid tools like textbooks and apps, but make sure you're in some sort of community. Maybe somebody can keep you accountable, or maybe somebody just sparks that joy of I want to talk in this target language. So let's get into it. Let's get into my current study plan. If you're N3 going for N2 or more advanced, you could do this. If you're at a lower level, you can mimic this, just bring it all down. Instead of N3, N2, look at N5, N4. All right, so my current study plan is I have language partners from Hello Talk, people I communicate with. I go into voice rooms, again in the video, you can check it out. And I practice there, and I develop a community, and I try to meet these people in real life after. So, other than that, I do use textbooks such as, let me pull one out. Mina no Nihongo, great textbook. This is Chuku Reberu, right? So it says Mina no Nihongo, then this is Chukyu intermediate level. I feel like this covers N3 and it goes into N2, so I use it. And I do read novels. Where's the current novel I'm reading? What's this? Mira-san Shousetsu. Mina no Nihongo Shokyu Shirizu. So Japanese beginner series novel. Another thing I recommend, as much as I love manga and anime, we all love it. Sometimes to get better at the language, you need to cut out the visual aid and then bring back the visual aid with, I don't know, with not something like Yotsubato, I think is a great manga. Or if you're watching anime, I think Shirokuma Cafe, White Polar Bear Cafe. I'm not sure what it's called in English, but that is so beginner. If you're watching at beginner N5 level, this is what you should be checking out. But what I wanted to get into today was other apps that I've been using. I've been using Mochi Mochi, this new app, Mochi Mochi. We're gonna check it out. I think it's interesting. Mochi Mochi is a space repetition app. It will build a deck for you with your targeted needs. It will build a deck for you with your targeted needs. So let's get into this right now. Mochi Mochi targeted needs. Learn vocabulary. You'll go into learn vocabulary. If you're a beginner, jump into N5 Kanji and vocab. This is for beginners, what you should be doing. I would jump into it and use it, but it's locked right now for me because I targeted N3. See, this helps. Nicely categorized levels, N5, N4, N3. So if I jump into N3, I could also do stuff, but I already did everything. All I can do is review my current words. So I'm going to review them. Choose a meaning of the underlined word. Gakko wa has temporary closing. Rinji kyugyo. This word is... It's hard, and plus I don't use it often, so I don't remember this word. I just drew from context that it can't be the other ones. Yeah, and kerosene lamp oil, 2. Written to... Sorry, battery died. I had to restart the recording. Okay, yeah, so... Here, type in hiragana. All these words. So, gyomu. Business work, right? Kyou no gyomu wa subete owatta. So you can do this whole thing and they will create the deck you need for N5, N4, N3. You're a beginner, do N5. You're not, do something else, perfect time. Yeah, so it'll SRS the whole deck for you. So space repetition system works by challenging your memory in useful cases. So if a word is brand new, you're gonna see it more often. The more comfortable you get with the word and you keep showing that you've memorized it, the less you will see it. So you will see it 2 days later, then you'll see it 5 days later, until it's basically stuck in your brain. I believe in SRS. I do think it works. I think it's useful. But I think what's more useful is not just SRS, but using these words in real life. Sometimes what most people don't realize is you start only noticing the words, especially if it's really hard words, and you memorize them only within the app. So you have to find use cases where you're actually using this word outside with your language partner or in your work case. Yeah, so in general, I think Mochi Mochi is a really good study aid tool if you need an SRS deck system. I think it's great. I use other apps too, not just Mochi Mochi, but this one is really good for you if you don't know where to start, and it'll take you all the way up to N2. Also has other stuff like IT vocab, nursing industry, even Mina no Nihongo. So if you're a beginner, this could be great for you. Of course, I don't recommend Mina no Nihongo as a self-study textbook. I recommend Genki over Mina no Nihongo. I think with Mina no Nihongo, you need somebody teaching you. Like, you need a proper sensei. You need somebody teaching you with this textbook. But it's really cool that they have this here. Be nice if they had Genki as well. But yeah, Mochi Mochi, good app. Nothing bad about it. I can't say anything bad. And you have all these lessons, vocabulary review as well. It tells you all this. Not a bad app. If you haven't, I think check it out, try it out, see if it's useful for you. But that's going to be it for now with this, with Mochi Mochi. Guys, it's all about just using the language. The more you use the words, the language, you'll start developing your own style, your own phrases that you just say more and more often, like shogunai, it can't be helped, yeah? You'll get used to it. And I think using tools like SRS decks, whatever, whether it's Mochi Mochi or Anki, or the one that I like a lot, which I've covered before, is Fresh Cards. I really like Fresh Cards. That's the one that I use. It's good to have an SRS deck system. Mochi Mochi is a great one. Anki, I know a lot of people use Anki. I use Fresh Cards. I use Mochi Mochi too. They're not bad. But what's even more important is you have a language partner or a job or something that's keeping you accountable and having you using the language daily and keeping you accountable, right? So anyway, I hope you guys are still studying and doing great, and I will see you next time. Sorry for the strange cut today, but keep killing it, keep crushing it. Hopefully we'll be back with better tools that you can use. Peace. Bye. Poof.